Hello, everyone. My name is Mathieu Laneuville. I'm a Deputy Director General at Reseau Environnement, the largest association of environment specialists in the province of Quebec, Canada. Just to let you know, Reseau Environnement mission is to be the catalyst for the green economy. And concretely, we do innovative solutions toward a sustainable society and collaboration with policymakers and specialists. And a good way that we do it is through Americana, which will be held on March 22 and 23. I will now invite Denis Leclerc, CEO of Ecotech, to do a presentation of the current situation and the new programs in Quebec, business opportunities as well.
We are the Quebec Clean Tech Cluster, so we're regrouping innovation for energy, innovation for environment, and this Ecotech was created 12 years ago. So we were really at the beginning of this new journey called the green economy. First, maybe just to give you an idea about Quebec. Maybe some of you don't know Quebec. So it's a province in Canada. You have here the population of 8.6 million people, so which is lower than in Baden-Württemberg. So it's 25% less than in your region. But the land is 1.7 million square kilometers, which is 5 times the superficie, the land surface of Baden-Württemberg. So we have a big territory. Now, the key objective for Quebec is quite simple. We want to reduce by 2030, 37.5% of greenhouse gas emission and carbon neutrality by 2050. That's the key objective. So reducing 37.5% greenhouse gas by 2030 maybe sounds easy. Sound easy? Yes and no. I'll let you know. You'll decide if it's easy for us. First of all, the Quebec pie chart of greenhouse gas emission. Transportation is the big one, the biggie one, 43%, because we have a big province, so a lot of land, so a lot of space. So transportation is important in Quebec. So that's why you see here that it's the main contributor of our greenhouse gas emission in Quebec. The second one is the industry with 30%. And then it's agriculture and buildings that counts for the majority of it. You might be surprised to see that electricity is only 0.3%, only 0.3%. Why so? Well, it's because our electricity is 99.5% green and renewable. And we have a surplus of green electricity, so which is a big asset for Quebec. So that's why the challenge to reduce by 37.5% by 2030 is a big challenge for us, because it won't be per se for electricity. That's why we need clean technology. So we need to find new ways of reducing greenhouse gas emission. And you have here some example of technology in Quebec. Obviously, there is a big push towards transportation, as you can imagine. Now, I'll give you an overview of the plan for green economy that was revealed last fall by the Quebec government. And what is interesting is that the vision of this green plan is, of course, fighting against climate change, but to use that as a major lever for economic development and also international influence. So that's why the the meeting that we have this morning is right on target with this, because we need to work together. We need to find partners. And this is part of the vision of this green economic plan. Four objectives. One is electrify our economy. Of course, we have green electricity and we have a surplus. So that's why, how can we switch from fossil fuels to electricity? So this is the big push for the next 10 years, how to use green energy more in Quebec, even though that Quebec is the province in Canada that has the lowest greenhouse gas emission per habitant, per people, the lowest one. But we think that we can do better. So that's why there's a big push, big orientations towards electrify our economy. The second one is how to innovate for the new economy. So for the green economy. So one of these aspects is how can we become the battery of Northeast America with the surplus of electricity, but how can we use our electricity differently? And you'll see, I'll be talking about hydrogen as an example. How can we use that green energy? Third is, of course, we need to adapt to climate change, because even though that we're reducing to zero greenhouse gas emission tomorrow morning, it won't change the course of the climate change for the next 20 years. So adaptation is key, and that's why we have great expertise in adaptation, great research group on that called Uranus. And then fourth is we need to work together to make this transition a success. So that's why, and the consulate talked about, talked about partnership, creating partnership. So it is the objective of this call, but also this initiative to bring together Quebec and Baden-Württemberg, is to see how can we cooperate, how can we develop something together, not trying to find a new market. It's better to find new partners, and then by finding new partners, you have access to new markets. So that's why building relations, it's key, especially in this pandemic and the recovery plan. So I'll be talking about those four in a minute, but this is all the targets. And please don't take notes. I'll send you this presentation, so you have all those numbers. But you see that there's a big desire to switch from fossil fuel. If you see that, the city bus and school bus, we want them to be electrified by 2030. And that's why we have a major company called Lyon Electric that is building electric buses and now trucks. So there's, as I said, there's a big desire to develop green mobility. So let's go to the key measure. So I was talking about electrification, the electrification of transport. This is, as I said, a key area for this new green economic plan. So school buses and also other measures. And what is interesting is about also rail and maritime transport. How can we switch from fossil fuels to a more renewable energy? So this is one of the key aspects of electrification. So electrification of transport. Then we have also electrification of industries. Oh, this is a big area for breakthrough technology. How can we help industries to use more electricity? So to reduce, obviously, their greenhouse gas emissions. So this is also something that there will be a lot of projects, and one of them, of course, will be in terms of greenhouse gas reduction, of course, but also sequestration. But not only sequestration, is how can we use that carbon? So how can we use the carbon to develop industrial symbiotes to create new business opportunities? So we talk about transportation, industries, and buildings. Buildings key also because, as you saw, the buildings represent 10% of our greenhouse gas emissions. So how can we switch fuels? How can we make sure that we have a better use of the energy in the buildings? So there will be a major campaign and program for energy efficiency. And if it's energy efficiency, if you're in this business for transportation, buildings of industry, I mean, you're more than welcome to team up with our people here to expand your technology in order to reduce the usage of electricity. Other key sector development. Well, natural gas, but renewable natural gas. Renewable natural gas using residual from agriculture or for forestry. This is also very in line with the objective of the government. There's a company called, it's a co-op Carbon, that have done projects with agriculture using their residue to produce renewable natural gas. So this is an example of ways that can be everywhere, almost everywhere in Quebec. Green hydrogen. Hydrogen. This is the buzzword for the last 2-3 years now. Hydrogen. Green hydrogen. Well, I don't know if you know, but let me tell you that in Quebec, we have the biggest hydrogen plant, a commercial hydrogen plant in operation, 20 megawatt in Bécancour in Quebec. We have the biggest hydrogen project in Quebec, 88 megawatt of hydrogen. And this is led by Hydro-Québec. And this morning, there was an announcement that another 20 megawatt of hydrogen plant will be built in Quebec. So Quebec is becoming a hot place for green hydrogen. Of course, I mentioned that Quebec wants to be the battery of Northeast America. So the battery concept includes also all the batteries that is being used for mobility. And since it's a green economy plan, so we need to find ways for recycling to reduce the impact of battery into the environment. How can we reuse part of the batteries? How can we reuse some of the components? So this is key also in the strategy of mobility. Adaptation. one of the main aspects of adaptation in Quebec is the flood risk prevention. Over the last years, there were many floods in Quebec, and we have because we have a lot of water. Actually, Quebec has 3% of the water in the world. So this is with all the lakes and rivers, and we need to find ways to reduce floods. So in terms of adaptation, this is one of the key areas. And of course, there's other measures. We need to work with the First Nation people, the leadership, because they have also major issues in their environment. We, of course, want, as I said previously, we need to cooperate, find ways to work together. So this is key for Quebec. We need to find partners. We need to work together. And it's only with this in mind that we will be able, not only Quebec, but you also and others, to achieve our objectives. So that was a summary of the Green Economic Plan. I'll be pleased to answer your questions, but this is only a perspective of how Quebec can be attractive for you, and also Quebec can be a great platform for the North American market. So that was my presentation. So thank you very much for your attention.
Merci beaucoup, Denis, for this excellent summary of the environmental and economic situation in Quebec. I want to present you the Americana platform because we think that we have an interesting virtual option to concretely move from reflection to action, even in a virtual way. So I will now introduce you to Americana 2021, the business's opportunity and an introduction to the matchmaking platform. So guten Tag zusammen. So for those of you who don't know Americana, Americana is the leading multi-sector event of its kind in North America. It features over 60 conferences, workshops, panel discussion, training, actuality session. We welcome over 100 exhibitors and 5,000 visitors from over 20 different countries, including Germany. Americana offers an ideal forum for technical, scientific, and business discussion regarding the key issues in the environmental sector. This year, as you know, with the pandemic, we go on a virtual way. We use the swap card platform. So it's one that a lot of other associations use, so maybe you're used to it. But it will allow also something interesting. It's the simultaneously translation. You will have opportunity to further your knowledge of the major current environmental issues, things that Mr. Speed and Mr. Leclerc say. We'll go further into this at Americana. You have the opportunity to meet international specialists in your sector and discuss online with them and share business opportunities with our exhibitors and attendees. So here's a look at the swap card platform. As you can see, it's user-friendly platform. You can click on the technical conferences, the exhibitor panels, my events, exhibitor halls, speakers, etc. And here are the price. And just before going to the price, I just want to add that to remember that $100 Canadian is 100 euro. You can have $100 Canadian. So you have an extra rebate also on this if you're from Europe. And the rates you see are available until February 28th. So there's still time for this early birds. The rates you can see it's around 500 Canadian dollar and 250 for 1 day. So what are the networking opportunities? So here's a look if you have a virtual booth of what it looks like. On number one, you can do a video, a promotional video of your company. Number two, when you will have a discussion with your leads, you can do video calls. Number three, you can have also chat with the exhibitor. And number four, you can have appointment module to do all the the networking opportunity. Number five, you can see the product gallery to see all the products. Number six is to see the live or pre-record activities in the virtual booth. And then number seven is we can add also a brand on the left side. When there's an appointment, that will be the window looks like. So number one, you will have always reminder notifications for your meeting. Number two, there's the platform for the video calls. Number three, it will have possibilities to redirection to sponsors. Number four, also interesting, you can share documents directly via the platform. And also something new is the satisfaction rating, labels, and exporting contacts. So that's really easy when people come to have all the contact information and also to know what they like or like to be better in your booth. So that's something also featuring new, that you have instant recognition. For your product, there's a look at the marketplace. So on the number one, you can see all the picture of your suggested products. Number two, you can see the advanced search filters for your customers. Number three, you can see all the products categories. And number four, all the favorite products can be in one place. Your statistic is in real time is something new that we don't have in person. You can see the people who view your company profile, the number of contact you made, number of contact with scoring, number of people who bookmark your company, number of confirmed meeting, and average scoring made by your members. So that will be all statistics that you will have access with Americana. So if you're interested to take a booth, you can see there's different options. First option, option A, you can have access to a virtual exhibitor access, 1 2-day delegate package, 5 exhibitor badges allowing access to the networking platform. And what is really the main new thing that is interesting for businesses is you will have opportunities for businesses presentation at a roundtable discussion. Normally, when we do conferences, we only do the technical side, do the presentation. Normally, the people have to go in person to go at your booth. But now with Americana, to facilitate the business experience, we give you in the programmation, there's a room for businesses presentation when you can have access to speak with your competitor about your innovation and to speak to all the people who will have access to Americana. And probably maybe sometimes they are shy to go in a booth, but now there will be opportunity and a roundtable discussion, more user-friendly. We have different options also, as you see. It's pretty, you can have time to access it. I will share all the presentation of today. And also we have, if you're a startup, we have a special price for startup to encourage them to be part of the event. I'll just, before closing, I'll just share quickly. I'll just share quickly the programmation. So that's the Americana website. And as you can see in the programmation, all the way there were all the event and during not only the 2 days on March 22 and 23, but all the week there will be B2B platform accessible to all the exhibition. So always available during all the conferences, during all the breaks and lunch breaks, it will only be B2B. There will be the opening speech, but after always they will have roundtable exhibitor. So for waste management, water, soil, groundwater, our climate change, energy, in all sector, you can have access to do in the programmation roundtable to participate in it. I just want to add that we'll have also the technical session also going on, but also you can always have the roundtable. What is interesting also in the programmation maybe for you is that we'll have an international panel on Paris Agreement, which Stéphane Dion, Ambassador of Canada and Germany, will participate. And also in the programmation, we'll have also people from Germany talking about the energy program, which is right here on the energy in 2030. We'll have a Germany energy future as part of a panel. So I hope it gave you the taste to come on March 22 and 23rd to make these businesses opportunities, because we have seen with Denis Leclerc presentation and Mr. Speed presentation that there are opportunities. So we hope to see you there.